Hi. In today's Money Morsel, I want to tackle that beast that everyone has problems with, and that's budgeting. I'm often approached by people and they ask me, Forrest, what's the best way to budget? Because I've tried all kinds of budgets and it just doesn't seem to work for me. My response to that is, I'm not surprised, because budgeting in the traditional way that people approach it doesn't work. They try to jam you into this predetermined system without taking into account any of the other stuff that drives you in life. And all of that stuff that drives you, your needs, your wants, who you are, I determine that in what I call my intentional spending plan. In your intentional spending plan, I dive into who you are, what you want, why, and all of that stuff. But we don't have time for that today, so I'm just going to give you the Cliff Notes version of it, and then we'll get into the actual budgeting process. So, intentional spending plan. Number one, who are you? What is your money personality? Why do you relate to money the way you do? Are you the free spending surfer? Are you the disciplined soldier? Are you the kind-hearted first responder? Or are you the adventurous hunter-gatherer? Once you determine who you are in your money personality, that will inform you about why you do the things you do with money, how you relate to money the way you do, and how you can make better decisions based on that knowledge. Now, once we determine who you are, we understand what you want. What do you want? Is it more time with family? Is it the ability to donate your time to more charitable causes? Is it that you want to buy a nicer home? Is it that you want a nice car? These are all valid, worthy goals. What are they? You have to write them down, and you have to determine why you want them. What is it in you that desires these things, and how is it going to make your life better? Once you answer the why, then that will keep you going when the going gets tough. See, because people will set out on a course, and then as soon as they hit the slightest difficulty, they give up because they don't have a big enough why. Once you uncover your why, that's what's going to fuel you and give you the energy to make this whole process work. Now you have to determine what your values are in the next step. Values fall into 4 areas, and that's what I call work, worship, family, and fun. Whatever you do in life, you're going to divide your time into one of those 4 categories, and where you put the emphasis determines what your values are. And in line with those values, you need to answer these things. What are you willing to give up? What are you not willing to give up? What things will you compromise on? What things are uncompromising principles in your life? So that's your values. Once you have all of those things down in writing and clear, then we can move on to the budgeting. So let me get into the budgeting part right now. I call the budget the today, tomorrow budget. And I divide it into 2 percentages. One is 70%, which is what you will live on today. The other is 30%, which is what you will set aside for tomorrow. 70% of your net income. So, for illustrative purposes, if you net $10,000 a month, $7,000 will be what you live on day to day today. $3,000 will be what you set aside for tomorrow. Now let's get into what the today is made up of. Today is made up of 3 things. It's your fixed costs, it's your giving, and it's your discretionary spending. Fixed costs, very simply, that's food, shelter, utilities, clothing, and transportation. Those are non-negotiables. You need to have money on those things every month. Next non-negotiables are the minimums on the debt obligations that you may have accrued. So credit cards, lines of credit on the home, HELOCs, student loans, all of those things have minimum monthly payments attached to them. Once you determine that those things are your fixed living expenses. Next, we move on to giving. You determine what you want to give. In short, I don't believe in tithing. You give what you want to give. And you're going to give that either to religious institutions, charitable causes, or you're going to give it to people that you come in contact with from day to day to help ease their burdens and meet their needs where and when you can. So that's giving. Next comes discretionary spending. Discretionary spending is what you choose to spend your money on every month. That's entertainment, that's eating out, that's going on vacation, that's hobbies, and all those other little things that you choose to spend your money on. Nobody tells you you have to spend your money on those things. That takes care of your 70%. Do not go over 70%. If something's pushing you over 70%, like fixed living expenses, you got a problem and you got to tame that beast. But for now, let's just fix that at 70%. Now we're going to move on to the 30% that's tomorrow. Well, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is made up of three things. That's made up of savings, investing, and extra money for those of you who are in debt that you're going to put towards speeding up your debt liquidation date. So, saving, that's emergency savings, long-term savings, sinking funds for expected expenses in the future, and Hill and Valley accounts for those of you with variable incomes that I speak to all the time. That's saving. Then you have investments. Investments are for retirement. And you're going to have tax exempt or tax deferred investments. And then you're going to have taxable investments. You're going to want to max out the tax deferred or tax exempt, the favorable investments first. Then you go to the taxable ones after that. Next, you're going to, in order to speed up your debt repayment plan, because when you get to retirement, you don't want to be carrying debt and you want to have it easier tomorrow. So extra money you're going to chunk over and above your minimum payments. And if you're doing debt the way I want to, you're using a debt snowball. So you're going to take that extra chunk and you're going to put it on the smallest debt. Once that's gone, the next smallest debt, and so on and so forth until you're completely debt free. So to make it easy, let's just break it up into 10, 10, 10. That makes 30. So 10% on savings, 10% on investment, 10% on extra debt payments. So that's your today, tomorrow budget in a nutshell, again, which is part of your overall intentional spending plan. For more on that, feel free to contact me to schedule a free discovery session, and I can help you put that, rough it out, help you put it together. And that's it. I hope you found this information helpful and practical, something that you can start putting into practice today. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Money Morsel. I hope you have a fantastic day and a great weekend. Bye now.